What's up, boys? We got the newest deck ready video. About to hear some of the new Steam Deck news. Let's roll that clip. Hope you guys are having a good day.
All about my favorite third-party tools for the Steam Deck that either just got new updates that make them amazing, like even more amazing than they already were, or just showed up and improved on something that I didn't even know needed to get better. And of course, we got to talk about how you get to shape the future of DeckFilter. How's it going, everyone? As always, my name is Jimmy Champagne. This is Deck Ready, my channel all about the Steam Deck. I didn't plan it this way. I just saw some news stories about great tools coming to the Steam Deck, and I figured I'd group them all together. I've done a lot of sub shoutouts lately. Thank you for subscribing. So in this one, let's say like the video. If you enjoy the content, like the video. That would really help me out. So yeah, let's jump into the first tool here, which is ProtonPlus. So if you
ProtonPlus, if you tinker with third-party games, this one's a game changer. I'm telling you, bros.
Ever installed a third-party game on the Steam Deck, whether it's Stalker Anomaly or you downloaded the old black box EA games from that abandonware thread. And because everyone asks, if you want to find it, I'm not going to tell you exactly how. All I'm going to say is, if I were doing it, I would Google the phrase Need for Speed abandonware Reddit, and it would probably be the first link. And then you'll just be able to download every black box EA game from Need for Speed Underground all the way up to Need for Speed.
Hey, man, I'm not gonna say it, but I'm gonna say it. Searching Need for Speed games, Reddit's got you, man. Reddit has got you, brother.
The Run. That's the one that they made the movie kind of tie in with. It's pretty good. It's like a story-driven Need for Speed game. But regardless, getting back on track here, when you install those games, you usually have to pick a Proton version, and the app that you use is called Proton Up QT. Now, it's not necessarily the best app in the world.
Hey, honestly, that app feels like it was built for ants. Trying to tap tiny buttons on a moving train, that's what it feels like to me. So that's not it.
It's very small, like it doesn't scale well to the 8-inch screen of the Steam Deck. I'm pretty sure it's 8 inches, it might be 7 inches. The point is, it doesn't scale well to the Steam Deck screen, and it's very small and tiny, so you got to use the trackpad, or if you use the touch screen, you usually miss touch. So there's a new tool on the block that works a lot better and has a much easier to navigate UI called ProtonPlus. It's available now, it's free to download, it won't break with SteamOS update, and what it does is awesome, because no matter where your games are from, whether it's GOG, EA, Ubisoft, Steam itself, it'll add those games to a list, and then you can pick the specific Proton version for each and every game that's installed on your Steam Deck. So you don't gotta go through the 3-step process of finding the game, going to properties, going to compatibility, checking the box, and selecting a...
Yeah, Proton Plus fixes all that. Instantly see every game, assign custom Proton versions, and skip all property tab digging. Yeah, it fixes all that. Why Valve hasn't made this native yet is kind of beyond me, to be honest.
Proton version. You can do it all within this easy-to-use app with a great UI, and if you want to leave your games alone, that's fine. But if you know a game like Forza Horizon 5, for example, works better with Proton GE, you can just open this app up after you add it as a non-Steam game, change the Proton version from there, and it'll all work a lot quicker than it did before, which is better because that will get you into the game a lot quicker. I can't believe this tool is just showing up 3 years into the life cycle of the Steam Deck, because it's one of those great tools.
Forza, Elden Ring, whatever, pick your Proton, launch, done, man. This is quality of life, really. Straight up essential. If you're mixing storefronts, it's pretty essential.
That like I didn't know I wanted until it was already on my Steam Deck, and now I don't think I could really go back to Proton QT.
Excuse me!
I feel bad because they just did an update for the UI that makes it more navigatable on the Steam Deck, but it's kind of like a half step. It's almost there, but it's not quite there, and this is just so much better that I don't foresee myself using other apps unless this one dramatically falls apart and stuff.
Imagine dropping an update and still getting bodied by a new app. Sorry, Proton Up QT. It's curtains. ProtonPlus took the crown overnight.
Getting support, but again, it's free to try and available now, so I'll leave the link down in the description if you want to check it out. The next tool I want to talk about is one of my all-time favorite third-party tools for the Steam Deck, NonSteamLaunchers. I've talked about this one a few times here on the channel, but essentially it's the...
Pay attention. If you use GOG, Epic, or EA, Pay attention.
Easiest way to get games from other launchers added to Steam, because it's a simple script that you type into the console, install the app, and then bam, all of your games from other launchers are within Steam. So the new feature it got is really interesting, because just like with EmuDeck and Steam ROM Manager, when you add games to Steam, it has to quit Steam, add the games, and then Steam will automatically reopen. And if you've gone through that process, it's not quite janky, but it takes a long time, and it slows down your Steam Deck. And when it quits Steam, the controls stop working for around 30 to 40 seconds. Then everything kicks back into gear. It adds your games. It reopens Steam, which also slows down your Steam Deck, because I guess it's CPU intensive to open Steam. And it's just not an elegant process. So the new update for non-Steam launchers basically makes it so it doesn't have to quit Steam to add your game. So once all of your games are scraped by the app, you let it add them to Steam, and it does it all with...
Before, add games, crash Steam, wait 40 seconds, pray it doesn't glitch. Now, it just works. Add your games without closing Steam. It's basically black magic, the good kind, of course.
Without closing the app, which makes it all dead simple. And then they also announced that in the future, they're going to add full controller support through Steam Input. Which is great, because when you add a lot of these games, like Need for Speed Most Wanted, for example, to Steam, even though they're within Steam and you can launch them from game mode and you can add art and everything like that, the controls just don't really work right. Like, even if you set the Steam Input to like gamepad with trackpad support, you then have to download a separate file for Need for Speed Most Wanted that makes it think that your Steam Deck controller is an Xbox 360 controller.
Controller support fixes are coming. Finally, no more trackpad plus a prayer, you know, just to drive a car in Most Wanted.
Then all the glyphs line up, but it's just an extra step that makes it a little bit annoying, because for some reason it's failed for me a couple of times. So with this next update for non-Steam launchers, you won't have to deal with that anymore. It'll enable native controller support, whether you're playing a game from GOG, Epic Game Store, EA app, or Ubiplay. It'll just work as intended, which is great, because there's a fair few games that didn't come out, you know, in the past 5 years that just don't have great controller support on the Steam Deck, so that helps a lot. When I was reading through the Steam Deck HQ article on this, they did have another great suggestion, which is amazing. So if you buy multiple EA games on Steam, as an example, like Need for Speed Most Wanted Remastered and Burnout Paradise Remastered, when you install those games, it installs the EA launcher specifically under that game's prefix folder, so that launcher only sees that game. And then if you launch Burnout Paradise Remastered, it would go through that entire process again. So every EA game or every Ubisoft game that you install through Steam, it installs another copy of Uplay or EA launcher. And when you launch those launchers multiple times by switching between games, it'll either log you out, so you have to type in your credentials, which is super annoying. And because they don't have native control...
Every EA game reinstalling the launcher like it's Windows Vista again. Deck HQ's prefix folder idea is genius. One launcher shared across games. Somebody build this. Please build it.
Support, you have to either use the touch screen or hold the Steam button and use the trackpad. It's just not really an elegant solution. So what Steam Deck HQ suggested, which would be amazing, is having non-Steam launchers make a prefix folder for the specific launcher, like the Epic Game Store, like the EA Play app, like the Ubiplay app, and then you would download the games within that prefix folder, and then the app could then add shortcuts to the individual games to Steam for.
Quick pause before I forget. I'm going to leave Deck Ready's YouTube channel link below, so make sure to like and subscribe to him if you haven't already. He's basically where I get most of my Steam Deck news, I would say. He uploads regularly. He's a really cool dude, so make sure to give him a like and a follow.
So if you launch those games, instead of launching from a specific prefix folder for that game, it would launch directly from the app and just work as a shortcut to the app. Now that would be amazing. I don't know how hard it would be to set that up, because I've never made anything like this before, but like, they're on an absolute roll with adding new features that make gaming on the Steam Deck even better. So hopefully they either watch this video or read through the Steam Deck HQ article, because I think that's a great suggestion. As far as options go, you have some great picks now on the Steam Deck. The heroic Heroic Launcher works with Epic Game Store and of course GOG. That's how I installed the Resident Evil 1 through 3 PC ports that are phenomenal. You should definitely buy that bundle if you're interested in those games. Then you've got Junk Store, which is coming out with the 2.0 version that is going to be a paid thing where you pay $40 a year and you get updates for that entire year.
Junkar wants $40 a year just to maybe keep your launcher working through updates. I think I'm good. I like my launchers alive and free. That's just me.
But if you stop paying, you're stuck on the last version that was within the window that you paid for. So if they update SteamOS and it breaks the app, you're kind of SOL unless you buy the app again, which, you know, is popular with some people, not popular with most people, and I completely understand why. And then you've also got NonSteamLaunchers, which is my preferred choice because it's the most simple, lightweight, easy to navigate, updated all the time, and of course free. That's the one I would go with, but again, no matter which one of these you use, it's getting you into the game quicker, which is the ultimate goal. So I mean, more power to you.
Use what works for you. Don't let someone on Reddit tell you what launcher to like. You know, deck freedom equals peak gaming, really. I do not regret at all selling my I sold my Switch 2 for a Steam Deck. Put a buttload of games on it. I have all the Super Nintendo games. It's so fucking cool, dude. Like, if you... I wish everybody got to hold a Steam Deck at least once, just to try it out, you know? It's amazing. I love it.
Just use the one you like. Don't let other people convince you to use one just because they like it. Be your own person. But speaking of great third-party tools for the Steam Deck, let's talk about DeckFilter, my favorite app pretty much all around. It's an iPhone app. It's an Android app. It costs $4.99. It's been sponsored on the channel multiple times. 1.10 will come tab or OnePlus there as well. So you don't
$5 for an app that lets you filter games by length, wishlist across platforms.
That does not scale correctly at all. It's
track
bizarre
ProtonDB,
no
support, and
Instagram
show best
on the
Steam
App
Deck
Store.
settings.
It blows my mind.
I guess it's okay, whatever.
Android or your iPad mini, it'll take anything you do on either device, beam it to the cloud, and then beam it to the other device so everything is synced up and seamless and easy to do so you don't have to do anything yourself, which is great. But these are big updates for the...
Now it's getting Cloud Sync too, so your phone, tablet, and toaster can all stay synced. Clean!
The app, so Felix was trying to think up a good way to beta test the app, and I thought about it from a different perspective where every time I talk about DeckFilter, the hurdle for a lot of people is that it costs money.
If you gotta...
because, you know, app stores on phones are a race to the bottom, everything is free, even paid apps have a free download and then they have a ton of ads in them, and then you pay 99 cents or whatever to take the ads out. DeckFilter is no BS. It's $4.99 for a great product that lets you filter your games, see your wish list, see the ProtonDB rating, see the how long to beat. You can filter it in the Steam store or your library to say, hey, I only want games that are going to take 3 hours to beat, and it'll be like, bam, there you go. It's a great app that's definitely worth $4.99, but if you want to try it out for free before you pay the $5 for the app, Felix has come up with a way for only deck-ready users to beta test the app. So there's 5,000 downloads for iOS and 5,000 downloads for Android available, and this is going to go away when...
So you can beta test it for free right now. 5,000 iOS, 5,000 Android codes. If you own a deck, grab it. No excuses.
The new version of the app launches, so you're going to have to act quickly. It's all linked down in the description. But if you're a deck ready viewer, you're like the most tuned in Steam Deck people out there, aka the perfect people to test the app out. And if you're someone who hasn't been completely sold on the app just yet, now here's an opportunity to try it out.
And then
Out before you buy it, and you'll just see how great it is and you'll want to buy it. All you have to do is click the links down in the description, and again there's 5,000 of each, so 5,000 Android and 5,000 iOS. And if you test it out on your iPad and your iPhone or your Android tablet and your Android phone, you can email Felix with direct feedback at hello@deckfilter.app, or you can join his Discord and go into the feedback channel and not only suggest features, but you can also let him know what's going wrong with the app, and then he'll do his his trickery on the computer and fix everything up and get
Sorcery.
it ready for launch. My personal favorite feature of DeckFilter is finding Steam Deck settings. So like say I was getting back into Elden Ring, which I did, and I wanted to find the best settings. I just go to the app, I go to Elden Ring, I can see Share Deck, I can see Steam Deck HQ, I can see Overkill.wtf. As long as they have a page for that game, it'll populate within the app and you can just get to it there without Googling. It's also great for wishlist tracking because you can see if a game is cheaper on another web.
Built-in Steam Deck settings, verified Proton ratings, and wishlist tracking with real-time deals? This app kind of feels like cheating, but in a good way.
Website in the Steam store. I mean, it's just a great app all around. So if you've been waiting to try it out for free, here's your opportunity. Everyone say thank you to Felix down in the comments below.
Massive shout out to Felix for DeckFilter, and props to Jamie for breaking all this down. If you're serious about your Steam Deck, this is basically must-know stuff. Yeah, like I said, description will have a link to his YouTube. Like, share, subscribe to everybody, including me if you want to. That's it. Thank you so much for watching.